You work hard, you pay your taxes, you follow the law. But when you look around America today, do you feel like your own government has your back? Or do you feel like strangers are getting the helping hand while you're left to struggle? That's the question millions of Americans are asking as they see migrants, many here illegally, getting homes and support, while their own struggles seem invisible. How can people just arrive in our country and get a free pass to housing? How can they access resources many struggling Americans can only dream of? It's a question that deserves an answer, an honest answer, not the political spin we hear from the Biden administration. Something is deeply wrong with this picture. It's time to expose what's really happening. It's time to demand answers. It's time to put American citizens first. Our cities and states are bearing the brunt of this crisis. New York, Chicago, Denver. They're all drowning in a sea of new arrivals. Their budgets are stretched thin. Essential services for their own citizens are being cut. And why? Because the federal government, the very entity that encouraged this mass migration, is now cutting back on funding. They made a promise to help these cities, and what are they doing? They're pulling the rug out from under them. It's a betrayal of American taxpayers. It's a dereliction of duty. And it's leaving our communities vulnerable. This isn't compassion, it's chaos. And it's being orchestrated by an administration more concerned with virtue signaling than protecting its own citizens.
Maine just got a $5.4 million check from the federal government. What for? Housing, food, and transportation for migrants. Massachusetts got a big chunk of cash too. And where do you think that money comes from? From you, from your hard-earned tax dollars. Think about that for a second. While you struggle to put food on the table, while you're facing rising housing costs, while our veterans sleep on the streets, the government is writing million-dollar checks to take care of people who broke the law to get here. It's an insult. It's a disgrace. And it's happening right under our noses. This isn't about compassion. This is about priorities. And right now, the Biden administration is telling you loud and clear illegal migrants come first, American citizens come last.
1 minute they're cutting funding for shelters, the next they're handing out grants for resettlement. Which is it? Do they even know what they're doing? This isn't a coherent strategy, this is a shell game. They're trying to distract you with one hand while they pick your pocket with the other.
They talk about compassion and humanitarian aid. But where's the compassion for struggling Americans? Where's the humanitarian aid for our homeless veterans? For our seniors who can't afford their medication? For our families struggling to make ends meet?
This isn't about helping people, this is about power. They want to flood our country with dependent voters who will keep them in power, regardless of the cost to you, to your family, to your future.
Let's be clear, this isn't about being anti-immigrant. America has always been a nation of immigrants. This is about being pro-American. It's about putting the needs of American citizens first. It's about remembering who we are and what we stand for.
We're a nation built on the idea that if you work hard and play by the rules, you can achieve the American dream. But that dream is slipping away for millions of Americans, while the government rolls out the red carpet for people who broke the law to get here. It's wrong. It's un-American. And we have to stop it.
Remember their faces, remember their stories, because they are being sacrificed on the altar of open borders and globalist agendas.
We can't stay silent any longer. We have to raise our voices. We have to demand better.
Call your representatives. Contact your senators. Let them know that you're watching. Let them know that you won't be ignored.
The future of our nation is at stake. The soul of America is at stake. We have to fight back. We have to demand that our elected officials put American citizens first. We have to take back our country.
This is our country. These are our values, and we will not be silenced.
We will be heard. We will take back America.